Today's lesson is lesson 63, how to square numbers and identify perfect squares, how to find the area of a square, and how to simplify expressions with exponents of 2. So first of all, what's a square? Well, a square is a shape that has 4 right angles and 4 equal sides. Mathematicians have certain numbers that they call square numbers. Now we will find the square numbers by using these tiles to make actual squares. Now, my first one, this square here, is the smallest square I can make, and it's just one tile, okay? So with the one tile, there's one tile in my square, and we're going to say that each side of these squares is 1 inch, okay? So the length of the sides on my small square is 1 by 1, or 1 times 1, okay? So let's see what size of the next square I can find. So if I add a second tile, okay, is that a square? No, it's a rectangle. So I have to keep adding squares until I get a bigger square. So you see how this is a bigger square? So look, I have 4 tiles. Okay, so I have four tiles in this case. And then my sides, I have 2 tiles and then 2 tiles. So the length of the sides would be 2 by or times 2. Okay, we would say this is a 2 inch by 2 inch square. Okay, now the area of this square would be 4 square units because I have 4 squares and the sides are 2 inches by 2 inches. Okay. 1 is our first square number, and 4 is our next square number. So how can I make a larger square? Let's take this and make my square even larger. So again, you keep adding tiles until you get another square. Okay. So if I keep adding tiles, I don't have a square yet. Keep adding them. All right, got my next size. So here you can see that I have 9 tiles total. Whoops. 9 tiles total. And there are 3 tiles on each side. So 9 equals 3 times 3. This is a 3 by 3 square. And we know it's a square because all the sides are the same length. Okay. So I have 9 equals 3 times 3. Right? So I'm just going to scooch these over really quick. All right. So I don't have enough tiles to make more squares, but if I continue to go, the next number that would be have a square would be 16, which is 4 tiles by 4 tiles. Okay. Then I would have, after that would be 25, number of tiles, which is 5 tiles by 5 tiles. Then 36, which is 6 tiles by 6 tiles. Okay, I keep getting bigger and bigger. And I'm going to write those out really quick. Okay, now I've got all of the sizes of squares up to having 12 squares on each side. Okay, so it would go 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, and 144. These numbers are called perfect squares because if I use the net number of tiles, I can make a square. Okay, so then I would have, and this goes by 1, so 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 3, 4 times 4, etc. Okay, so they often will write, there'd be like 6 groups of 6, okay, and we would write it as 6 times 6. And mathematicians have a simpler way of writing this. 6 times 6 equals 6, and then we would say squared. This little number up here, this 2, is what we would say as squared, because squared means we're multiplying the same number by itself. Okay, so 6 squared equals 6 times 6. So 4 squared would equal 4 times 4, which equals 16. Okay. 9 squared is the same as 9 times 9. And remember, the squared symbol is this little 2 up here at the top. 9 times 9, which equals 81. Okay. So on this worksheet are the pictures of the tiles. Okay. So let's just look at this first square here. We'll look at the first two. Okay. So on this first one, we would look and have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units on that side. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units on the top. So I would write this as 7 groups of 7, or 7 times 7, which equals 49 squares. Okay. And then, of course, the easier way to write it would be 7 squared equals 49. Okay. The second box has, let's look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 tiles on top and bottom. So, in my number sentence, I would say 9 times 9 equals a total of 81. And if I counted, there would be 81 squares in there. So the simpler way to write it would be 9 squared equals 81. Important thing to remember from this lesson is the squared means the number times itself. In this case, 9 times 9. Okay, and that's it for this lesson. Good luck on your homework.